And we're live. The
Hello.
direct meeting of Rundfunk mitbestimmen. It's the 20th of February, and it will be just Daniel and myself. And what we're going to do today, Daniel, maybe you can tell me.
I don't know. We can work on the Docker images.
Yeah, I think you sent me a code review, right?
Yeah, I tried, but I couldn't, comment on separate files. I don't know why.
Maybe we can have a look on your screen and we can resolve the problem.
Yeah, 1 second. Share.
Why can't you comment on separate files? I don't understand that.
I was looking at at the changes, and there was nothing in the menu that went on just this change on this file. I don't know why.
If you send how many?
Yeah, that's how it's sometimes done.
How many code reviews did you send before? Like usually you start a review when you comment on one file, and you can go to the next file and you can write another comment. And in the end, you have one review and you submit it along with all your along with all your comments.
Okay, so
the connection is really bad. I have troubles to hear you, Daniel.
I tried to move the phone again. 1 second.
Now it's good. Can you say something?
Yeah, but I have to move the phone. I have a separate room.
Maybe I can share my screen in the meantime. Or maybe, yeah, you're already on the pull request. Right, and you now try to do your review maybe, and try to comment on separate files.
Yeah. So what I did, file change it. Maybe my computer is so slow. Yeah. Yeah, what I was imagining, review changes.
I think I know the problem. So you're not supposed to click on review on the green button on the top right at first. You can instead go into one file and click and command on that line. Daniel?
Yeah, but
and if you click on it,
so I have to click on this line.
Yeah, and then it will ask you to start a review. Exactly. Just type something in.
Okay. Yeah, I was trying to. Okay, I was searching here in this, menu. Yeah, that works. I was searching here in the menu, yeah, I couldn't find nothing. So.
Exactly. So if you want, now there are two options. You can either start a review. You can either start a review, and then the comment will not be submitted until you click on review and submit the whole thing, right? So you have many comments plus the final review description, right? This is how you make a review for and comment on certain and a couple of files.
Yeah, I was searching.
It's really difficult to hear you.
I was searching down. There was nothing inside.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Now I know.
GitHub is sometimes not the most intuitive.
I'm saying that I was searching in this drop down here.
Yeah, right. No, that's not how you do it. You just click on the line and then you comment there. Okay, at least we learned something today. By the way, thank you very much for your review. I didn't know about it. I think you told me how to install on Alpine and how to install packages and immediately delete the cache afterwards, right?
Yes, I found it last week. I was searching for a solution like that for a long time, and last week. So I hope it's useful.
Right. Do you want me to, or do you want us to work with Docker, or do you want to contribute on the feature that we were working on like last time? Because I think I gave you a README and told you to use ICU messages for the translation. Did that happen already?
Yeah, I did this, but my tests were failing on the CI, and I couldn't run the tests on my computer. I had errors.
What errors did you have?
I need to run it again. Basically, for some, I can see the web page in my browser, but when I run Cucumber and I did, save and open the file or whatever it's called, it was just showing an error. Nothing, no HTML.
Okay.
So, yeah, but I have to run the test. I've deleted all the files. So.
Yeah, you have to start for the Cucumber tests. You have to start the Ember server with this particular environment. You know about that, right?
Yeah, with the environment test. I don't remember now.
Full stack, because otherwise it will try to redirect you to auth0, and that's not what you want for full stack testing.
Yeah, I did this. So Ember with the environment, full stack, and Rails. Wait, the same.
Übrigens, du kannst ruhig Lärm machen, das ist kein Problem. Nur, dass ich euch nicht störe. Die andere Richtung ist scheißegal, also ihr könnt ruhig labern. Ja. Nur, dass wenn ich jetzt hier rumrede, dass es nicht euch stört. Macht nichts, alles gut. Danke.
Do I need Sidekick for that? For tests?
No, not really. I think you don't need Sidekick.
Okay, so just Ember, and I will switch to my terminal. The connection is still so bad.
Yeah, it is.
Don't know why.
Or do you want me to check out your code and we do it on my machine?
Yeah, we can.
All right.
Check what?
What's the branch name?
I don't remember now because I'm in the Docker branch. 1 second.
It's called Reset Search Broadcast Button, right?
Yeah, I think so. Something like that.
Okay, let me share my screen. You see something?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I'm already like 2 commits ahead because I was trying to refactor this filter per params thing. And what did I do in the meantime? Yeah, so filter params is gone. Yeah, I think I did a couple of things, which will be unrelated in a way, but we can come to that later. The point here is we want to use ICU messages. And I think I gave you a pull request. Let me see, resets, broadcast search form pull button tooltips. I really like the changes, by the way. It's just that the files, the controller is not very idiomatic and hard to maintain. But let's go to the translations. So I think I gave you a review here. Oh no, that's like an ICU message. So you have account and then a plural, then a particular case, one or more results. Yeah, you just say plural. I think that's how it is. You have this, the name of the variable, then you say what you want to do, and then you have the different cases. It's like
I've used this.
Number of results, and then just result and results with an S. And you could do the same thing here. Yeah, it did. Nice. Great. Cool. Awesome. Okay, so let's start the server. Maybe we can do this together. Did you do anything else in the meantime, or have you more questions about anything?
No, I got stuck with the testing, and I'm learning Flask now full time.
I see.
There's not much to learn, but yeah.
Also, it's a microservice framework, right? Micro framework.
Yeah. So you have to do it all yourself. All the boilerplate.
What's going on here? I don't have the Redis database. Come on. Yeah, we also have to find a way how not to create Sidekick jobs if we not have the Sidekick running, or like a way of not having so much log output.
So for what exactly do we use Sidekick?
We use Sidekick for a couple of things. So emails. Let me see. I think we have the jobs in here somewhere. No, config certainly not. I think it's under app. Yeah, there we go, jobs. So we're using Sidekick for geocoding users. So every time someone signs up, we generate the coordinates of that user. And then there is another job, which is compute the similarities. For this visualization here, we have similarities, and these similarities must have to be calculated. Right? And we have some views that are materialized, and we could actually use Sidekick for the views too. But the way how it's done right now is different. Like we have a view exactly, and we have an after commit hook that's refreshing the materialized view. So that's like up to the Postgres database. We could probably create a job for it too, but it's all right. Now we have the visualization, and here we are, right? So these similarities, the connections between the broadcasts, they are created from like in this job.
Okay.
So what I was doing is I was trying to refactor the controller. I like that. I like that a lot. So when I type something in, no, it's not updating. It's updating. 1. Nice.
Yeah, one thing, there is still one thing. If you search for something and then filter it by medium,
Yeah?
yeah, but you need to find some. And then when you press the X button to reset the search, and then the filter stays.
Yeah, right. So as you can see, the query params are actually resetted. So that's all right. But the component doesn't re-render, and this is one of those strange. Yeah, this might become a little bit tedious, because even though we have our search query, or just query, which is showing up in the URL, and we search for, let's say, radio. Oh, it's also resetting it. That's interesting. We have query, and if we select something, it's also resetting it.
No, because it was searching for radio, and you don't have maybe nothing in radio with this query, so it was empty. You mean it's resetting the search query?
It's also resetting. I mean, this could be a feature, not a bug, right? Because maybe it's better user experience to have the query deleted if you change this here. So you can have either the search, like if you know what you're searching for, you type it in. And if you do this, like the search query gets rid. I think I like it. I think I even like it, because people probably don't. It's probably a bad user experience if you have it in here and you search for something here and it just doesn't match, and you don't know why you don't have any results. So I think if you change that, it would be good to reset it. Although, yeah, I don't understand why there's no component here. Nothing happens. So I think that's my code. So let's see. Oh. I didn't want to remove it. I wanted to reset it. Yeah. So how is the code now different to your part? So what I do is I say git diff, and then origin/reset search broadcast button, and compare it with head. So this is what I did. I removed this strange filter params object. The filter params is like just a bundle of parameters that are that's from it's coming from the search. So it has the query, it has the medium, it has the station, and if we change anything, we want to reset the whole thing. And that, as far as I can remember, this was the intention of having the filter params object. But since this is not really idiomatic code, I kind of removed filter params altogether. The only place where you have filter params is somewhere in the component where it might make sense. Yeah, so you have, oh, it's just the tests. It's in the test only. Okay, so apparently I removed it altogether. Fair enough. Okay, let's see. So this is the backend. I don't want to go into the backend. I want to go into the frontend now. Why is the backend different? It's not. It's just caching. So I'm going to broadcast search. And I ask myself now, why does the this here does not change the query parameter, right? Do you think this is interesting, what we are doing? Like, we're going deep into the rabbit hole now, but do you think this does it help for you if we go to the details?
Yeah, you can go. I was working on it, so
Right.
I know a bit how it works.
So we have search, that's for the search itself. And then there's filter. We have the drop down, and we have on change filter medium. Let's see if filter medium actually gets called. For example, with just a console statement, filter medium. So now if we filter for the medium, we should see in one output. And we don't. Or do we? Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so filter medium actually gets called. Now the question is why it doesn't update the query parameters. It's saying send search. Search is there. So maybe search doesn't get called. Search. Search. It's getting called. So why does this not work? Where does search action come from? Search action must be here somewhere. No. It's called search action, isn't it? Search action. So it must be a property. We are on broadcast search, and I can't find search action. Oh, right. Because I'm not in the template where it's getting rendered. And there we have search action. So search action comes from the controller. And search action is implemented here. So log search action in controller. Search action in controller.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why this is not updating, at least the URL. I can't see an update in the URL. So it's just something happening. So we have the view tree, or where is it? Like, yeah, that's probably better. Find broadcast, route controller. So what does happen when I click on that? Why is there just page per page? Queue medium station sort is random by default. So my question now is why I don't see all properties. We have loading, we have model, we have namespace, new broadcast per page, and that's it. Can you help me?
So does the properties you have access in this controller? Or?
Yeah, so what I'm seeing here is I clicked on the controller column and find broadcast, and I can see the properties of the controller in here. And there's page, there's per page, and there's also loading, and there's the new broadcast, which is perfect because there's new broadcast and there's per page and so on. So I'm asking myself, why does init, maybe init doesn't get called, console log, init in find broadcast controller. No, init doesn't get called. Do you see it?
No.
So maybe that's the problem. On the other hand, if I select something, does that change the properties? No, it doesn't. So I would expect the stations, selected station, to be present here. Ah, there's the button all.
So it might be because it's nested, because, you know, I moved this. What I moved? I moved this. No, I moved just the buttons, not this. Okay, doesn't matter.
Action controller. Maybe it's the parameters. Undefined, 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 undefined.
And don't you have to get these parameters, like this get sort?
No, because the
No.
belong to the params up here.
Okay.
We can have a look. Console log. Oh, right. Yeah, sure. I was not naming it correctly. So search action, it's called medium and station. Medium station. So I have to name it that way. There we go. 0. And we can see the medium in the URL. Nice.
So what did you do?
Oh, I did the following. So I had the destructuring here. So this is a JavaScript destructuring.
Yeah. Okay.
It means it's expecting an object, and you want to get out the keys. Or to medium station. And I didn't call it medium and station, but medium ID and station. Maybe we should find a better naming here. And now, the station is there. Interesting.
Muss mal kurz meine Tasche auf deinen Tisch abstellen. Robert telefoniert. Okay.
Problem. Ich will euch nur nicht stören, wenn ich halt eben am Erzählen bin. Yeah, with my friends at the moment. But at least we got that sorted. Now the question is, this queue will obviously be undefined. So we have to give it a default, and I would do it like that. So I take it out, and I'd say const and options, or maybe params. We put the params here. So it's basically the same thing as before. Now we give it some default values, right?
Yeah.
And we can do that with the assignment operator. So we say either you have sort destructured, or you say this get sort. Okay, same thing here, Q. Same thing here. Oh, that's medium. Like that. So this means you can pass these 4 parameters, and as a default, it will be the parameter of the controller, all right?
You got this space after station. You probably have to remove this. On line 34, there is a space after station.
Yeah.
I mean, inside the string, this get and.
Oh, where again?
Yeah, at the end of the word, there is a space.
Thanks. Now I have destructured all these params, and I can just put them in there. Yeah, and param page should be 1. That's correct. So what happens now? So it's doing something, but it's not opening the component here.
Maybe because it's not finding anything. You got just TV stations, TV programs. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, but I know that there are some stations for TV, for example, or radio. There are 2 stations for radio. I'm very sure. I mean, this is something I would say let's commit this. Just remove the console log here, because we just found a bug and we could fix it. Or fix destructuring. It's me, guy. I'm going to, my friend is asking me if I want to move to another location.
Ich glaube, machen wir so. Also, weil einfach wir hier nicht dauernd durchlaufen, wir sind gleich in der Kochphase.
Okay, no problem.
Dann kommt gleich Robert vorbei, nicht ich auch fahren. Okay. Ich weiß extra für dich nicht auch.
It's all right. Daniel, you can still hear me, right?
Yes.
Cool. So I just committed that. It's going fine. Actually, I could. Do you want me to push it to your branch?
Yeah, you can. We just have to run the tests if they are running on your computer, because I had problems running the tests.
Now we have just 2 commits. Oh no, it's still called intermediate commit. Fix destructuring. I was just checking out that the commit message or the commit makes sense. Yeah. There's this. Oh no, the station is there. Okay, so if there's no query param, it looks all right. When I click on the dropdown, it's gone. But if I refresh it altogether, what I find strange is that when I refresh the page, the component gets rendered. So now we have medium 0, which is the TV ID. But when I click the dropdown, the component doesn't get re-rendered. Okay. I think the stations are in Ember already. So if I have a look into the routes, I think the stations are in the probably inserted in the model.
Hello? Hello, hello?
So console. That's strange. connection. I'm back again. Mit dem Internet nicht in Ordnung? Was? Weil ich werde jetzt die ganze Zeit rausgeworfen.
Dann LAN.
Oh. Cool.
I'm back. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm connected again. Daniel, can you hear me?
Yeah, now now it's but your video is stopped. Okay.
Okay. My video is stopped.
Okay. No, I got you twice.
I'm screen sharing.
The other hand,
my old
I can
account,
see still.
and it's still there. But you can see my screen now, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Now then, no. I moved my phone again as well, so.
So here we can see the model of the controller, and we have our media here. And if we look closer, then no, not there. Area content, and there's data that we want. Right. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. We have 5 media types, and the impressions should be empty.
Will Sie jetzt Internet haben?
Daniel, can you hear me?
Yeah, it's good.
All right. Das ist schon okay. Passt schon. All right, so this should be, it's 0. Yeah, that's what we want. So stations, what about the stations? Stations are content, 6 stations. So for medium 1, which is radio, we have these names.
So that's seeded data, yeah?
That's just the seeded data, that's right.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I never really tried to debug this. So do you know where I can find the actual properties? Record, maybe? Current state?
No.
I had that before. Broadcast count. False. Ah, there's the name. At least there's the name. Fair enough. I think this is also just what we need. As far as I know, stations have just like, yeah, exactly. They have 2 properties. One is name. So if I click on record, there's name and there is broadcast count. There should be broadcast count. Yeah, broadcast count. This is it. So this is 1. And for the station, no. Yeah, but station with ID 2, we would have like 2 broadcast counts. This is ID 2, exactly. We go to record, and here we have broadcast count 2. Nice. Okay. So this works as expected. The only thing we have to think about is why the component doesn't get re-rendered. Because we put in media and stations, and if that changes here, it should also change.
Mm-hmm. And the properties, that's variables. They are not nested inside a array or an object. No, because you update. No, it's inside of the model. No.
At the model. Maybe I have to give it the model itself, and maybe that's doing the trick. No, there's nothing anymore. Aha. Do you see it? There we go. Nice. I love it.
So you have to pass the model, yeah? You have to.
Yeah, so the problem was that we passed like model and then dot something, and that was apparently not really changing anything. So since we have the model here, nice. I definitely have to commit this. Awesome. Broadcast search component gets re-rendered. Nice. Yeah, I think I really like it already. I think I also like that. Now if I search for something, this is not reset.
It should. I think it should stay in this, in this field, because if you search for something and you misspell this, and it's not finding anything, but it resets, the field, then you don't really know if it's there or, yeah, or not.
But on the other hand, like, why is the search also behaves in a strange way, because it's not searching when I type something in, and if I say enter, it's like resetting the query. That's also not what I want.
So it was searching like in real time.
It's unintended. I think it messed up something with the actions. So when I type something, it's like changing the query parameter. Yeah, it's making a lot of requests now. I would say let's search for it when I hit enter, but it should definitely not reset the query here. So that's not what I want. I wonder why. See the problem?
No.
So I type something in, for example, Daniel, and then I hit enter. And now the query is gone. It would be better to have like to trigger the search when I hit enter, okay, instead of deleting the query.
Yeah.
Now, does the query param for the medium gets resetted? Yes, so that works. Okay, nice.
Yeah, but it still stays in, in this drop down.
Yeah, that's one thing. So we have a couple of errors now. So the search is behaving awkwardly, and the placeholder doesn't get refreshed. Okay. So where is search? So here we have value q. Yeah, I think that's the problem. Like if I have q here, this will probably fix one error. Not sending anything. So now if I hit enter, no. It's still gone. So I don't understand
You don't have
why
Q.
I don't see the Q in here. Query. Aha. But if I hit enter, it's getting deleted. This is strange. So when I click on submit, search action is called, but not if I hit enter. This is strange. So I believe that this action here is all correct. So I can say Daniel, and I can say submit, and I can say Q Daniel, which is great.
Because you got the action submit. You don't have any other action there in the form.
Yeah, there's this input here. And I think that's doing the magic. What happens if I
Yeah, but
just...
you don't have any action on the input. You just have one action on the form. So
Now it's not doing anything. So now I just renamed this value here to query. And is it getting added to the parent component? Interesting. No. Oh, it is. What is that? When I click on the icon, it's being passed to the parent component. So I could probably maybe I can pass it here. So the enter behavior is different from the submit behavior. That means we have to check out semantic UI. Input. Is it still interesting for you, Daniel?
yeah, go on.
Right. I don't know, because we are debugging things live, and it can be tedious and then boring.
That's the most interesting thing, because if you fixed it, then
So we have a form.
yeah, but that's just the visual part, nothing about sending the form.
What happens if I just don't use input here, just like plain HTML? There we go. And nothing happens.
It's not updating the URL.
Yeah, it's not updating. It's not sending it to the submit. No.
Yeah, because on this input you don't have any action. Like probably the Ember input creates an action, and you wrote pure HTML, and you don't have an action on the input.
So we have the semantic UI Ember integration. Where's the form? Semantic UI, semantic Ember. Is it what I'm searching for? Detailed documentation. Can you see the form?
No.
Input field. So maybe the input was from, maybe the input is like a special, I think it's a special Ember thing.
Yeah, I think so.
Ember input. Like that. With a single assignment.
So what's the difference between the search action and submit?
Say it again.
I'm asking what's the difference between the search action and submit action?
There's no difference.
No,
It's
sorry. Yeah, it's search and search. I was thinking submit on top. Okay.
So this here, the action search gets triggered on submit, and you will end up here in this component. So this search action is like the handler of the component.
Yeah.
So I'm asking myself, why does, if I just change the value, why does it change it on the controller? So now it's like a separate property of the component. And I added the action search. It will now not do anything. Ah. You made it. This is it. You see?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Yeah, now it works.
But it doesn't work twice. So this is strange.
So when it disappears, when you press enter? Or?
Yeah, when I press enter twice, it's removing it. And there it is again. So I'm just hitting enter. This is strange. What I'm going to do now is to check out the latest docs and the Amber guidelines, and check out the Amber guides, because there we have the component lifecycle, and I want to know what's the component lifecycle for after we have the attributes, and I think it's called did receive attr. So I could now say this set query q, this get. The thing in find broadcast, we pass the query, yes. So q is like the initial query. Oh, it's not in here. Okay. Why on it? Why? What the heck? Like we have we have a different name, and we pass it in the search action. But if it's getting like deleted. Amber component broadcast search. Here I can see the query. If I hit enter, what the heck? What's going on here?
Before, when when you were typing in this field, it was updated in the URL, and now it isn't. Like it was, updated in real time.
So now if I hit enter, the strange thing is that if I hit enter again, the Q parameter is now made blank. I don't really understand. Oh, I can actually see it here. Once more, so it doesn't change. So the query param doesn't change. So why does it remove the query param if I change it again? Like if I just hit enter twice? Maybe it's because we send it to Q. No, I don't think this is the problem. Or we make it like that. So if query is nil, we set it to Q. Still, if you watch at this thing here, this thing,
yeah,
being cleared, I don't know why.
It's probably you set it from null value somewhere.
I mean, I should remove it here.
Try, but that's it. This is called only the first time on the first re-enter. Yes, the init.
I don't know. I'm not quite sure.
It's still the same.
Yeah.
And in this, like, if you go back to Vim, and you can put the init maybe back, and the other file, you set it. This get Q.
There's one more file where Q might be located in, and that's the route. Here we have Q.
Reset controller. Or try to set it to, I don't know, some value, so we know, when it's.
What's going on? Oh.
So it's set to null, so it's not there from there.
But yeah, when I exit it, it's resetting it to some value. Now if I go to find broadcast, I'm immediately searching for, no, it's when it's initializing, it's probably overriding it again. So this is not.
Yeah, but it's not, when you press enter, so. So yeah,
maybe
that's not our problem, yeah, here in the route.
Maybe this is some problem for you, Daniel, because I think my friends are waiting. It's now 1 hour and a half since 7 p.m. So I think it will remove the console log and then remove that, and then just commit and push.
So it's the same branch I was working in, yes?
Yeah. Separate the value for the input from the query param. like that. And I'll just push it, okay?
Yeah.
There we go. I mean, we had some progress today, fair enough. And we learned how to debug rendering components and so on. So there was some progress, I would say. What do you think?
Yeah, it was interesting.
Interesting. Did you ever try to debug Ember components like that with the Ember inspector?
You know, haven't worked much with Ember. So no, I work mostly here, you know, with the HTML with the components. But yeah, Ember is something that I want to learn. You can code really quick in this, but you can have problems, as you see as well. So yeah.
Yeah, so I really like the Ember inspect, and I like debugging components with it.
So
I think it's a long.
If you would, you know, make Rundfunk mitbestimmen again, would you use Ember again, or?
I think else? Yes. I think yes. So my feelings about Ember are very good, are very positive. And when I started with it, I really liked Ember. At some point, when I tried to find more contributors for Rundfunk mitbestimmen, I thought Ember might be not the best best framework because not many people are willing to learn it.
Yeah, it's hard to start with it.
My excitement with Ember got to like a valley, to a local minima, and now my excitement about Ember.js is rising again. And the reason why I'm so excited about Ember is that Ember has Ember is unique in the JavaScript world for its stability and maintainability. Right? So Ember has strong conventions, which is rare in the JavaScript community. I think in Java, all the JavaScript developers, they want high configuration and want to do everything their own and spend hours and hours trying to find out the best technology stack. And I really like Ember for an open source project where you have a lot of junior developers and a lot of beginners, because there's just one way of doing things, right? There's the Ember way. You have strong conventions. And if you're a new beginner and you search for Ember, you will find those conventions.
Yeah, that's good.
And you will you have the same experiences as in Rails. Right? In Rails, there's also the Rails way how to do things. And in Ember, there's the Ember way. If you have React or if you have Vue.js, there's not the Vue way of doing things, right? It's so difficult. So I have the project Human Connection where I'm active in. There's a lot to understand, right? So the technology stack, I mean, it's custom to us. It's fulfilling exactly what we need. However, it's just a lot to learn, right? You really have to understand like all our design decisions and everything and the technology that we happen to use. And Ember has it's making assumptions, and the assumptions I like those assumptions. And what we are project is just like no assumptions, and it's just tedious to do everything on your own. For example, Ember has testing support right out of the box. And I had a really hard time in the past week to have proper software testing implemented for plain JavaScript and Node.js. This was so hard. And Ember.js brings it out of the box. And I really love it because of it. So, yeah, despite the fact that Ember.js has people think that nobody is using Ember, but Ember.js is really die hard. And if you want stability and if you want to be able to maintain your project over years, and RFM is a project that is being actively maintained since 2016, I think. And it just works. And Ember is still there and has updates and everything. And it's developing. And they're really trying. They're trying hard to keep it compatible with the older versions, right? And it just updates in a friendly way, and I love Ember for that and the whole mentality behind it. I think it's exactly what we need for RFM. I wasn't quite sure about it. Like if you would have asked me 1 year ago, I probably would have said Ember.js is great, but you don't find many developers for it. But now I just say Ember.js is great.
Okay. Yeah. I still have problems to understand the data flow, but
yeah, the concepts of Ember.js are not that different from React. It's very similar to the concepts of React, as far as I can tell. I didn't implement a whole application with React, but I think Ember.js more or less feels in the same way as React. So the concept of the data flow, for example, is the same. But the tooling and this mentality to have everything like batteries included and have everything out of the box, and also making assumptions sometimes, and the need to, maybe other developers don't like to have assumptions because their Ember.js is giving them something that they don't need, right? Maybe Ember is just, for them, it might be a little bit bloated, or they just feel as in a cage, because making assumptions also limits the number of ways you can go, let's say. But on the other hand, this can also be a benefit, because the whole Ember world is very streamlined and it's going in one direction. And right now, I just feel the pain of heavy configuration, many moving parts, right? In human connection, we have so many moving parts, and everything can break. And this is just terrible. And for that, I really like Ember.js.
All right. It's good to know your opinion.
Did you talk to anybody else about Ember.js?
No, I don't have no one to talk to.
Yeah, not so many people work with it, but it's a great framework. And it's it's surprising to see it's developing. Yeah.
Yeah, because it started a long time ago. I think it started in the time where Backbone, and Backbone is dead for a long time, and Ember is still alive.
Yeah. So there was Angular 1, and I think after Angular 1 there was Ember. And then there was React, and Ember took a lot of ideas from the framework of React, and it had a major churn in 2013. So basically, the whole documentation for Ember before that time, you can basically forget. And Ember, starting from 2014, 2015, was more or less stable. I was using it for RFM in 2016. The hype was gone at the time. So there was a really small hype at 2012, I think, 2013. And that is gone now. But people are still maintaining it and developing it and pushing it further. And it's just a diehard. And I like it for that. So if you have an application which is built with Ember, you stick to it, because it's actually not that bad. And it's probably even better than most of the hype frameworks or the hip frameworks that are out there right now.
Yeah, it's good to have one way, because otherwise you just sit and look, maybe I'm gonna use this library or this or this. If you got just one, then it's
and it will just break in the
end. Yeah, exactly.
All right, so let's call it a day, I would say, unless you have more questions.
No, it was a good meeting.
I would say so, yes. All right, then we see each other next week, and I'll try to incorporate your review into the Docker branch. Thank you very much for your review. And now you know how to make, how to comment on multiple files.
Yeah. Next time it will be better. Yeah, I think you got some good ideas from this. What you wrote about Docker.
Thank you so much. All right, then I'll stop the broadcast. Bye-bye.